Hi, this is Andrew from Concrete Loop, and we're here with Ryan Leslie. So let's start this off. You've been in the industry for some time now, really bursting onto the scene with your work with Cassie. Do you two still speak, and would you consider doing music together in the future?
I mean, I speak to anybody that reaches out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever she's reached out, I've always responded.
Okay.
And I work with anybody that wants to make great music.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's really simple how it works.
What was your first big break as a producer where you knew this is what I'm supposed to do?
Well, I get a lot of questions from independent artists and producers
Mm-hmm.
that want to know the same thing. They want to know, you know, when do you know that you've actually made it? When do you know that you've actually created something that's going to give value to the world, which then in turn is going to allow you to make a living off of music. I think for me, I was always just making records all the time. You know, I was a college student, just focused on trying to finish my college education because that's what my parents wanted me to do, and then still devoting the time that it took to be as incredible as I possibly could be in the craft that I wanted to make my life and my profession. And so, man, from the first, you know, little song that I wrote and performed at a college talent show, I knew this is what I wanted to do. I knew I was doing the right thing. The bottom line is, if you're doing music and you're creating art and it gives you goosebumps, it makes you feel a certain way, and you know that's the only thing that you want to do, then you got to follow that fire and follow that dream. And so from the first record that I ever made, even before college, when I was just a junior high school student and I was recording records from a dual cassette deck, and I would record the bass harmony on one tape, put it on the other side, play that, and then record another harmony on top of that till I had a whole music bed, and then sing on top of that. And the way that it felt to actually create, that's when I knew that this is what I wanted to do with my life.
In your newer music, you are doing more rapping. Do you ever feel that you may alienate the fans that have come to love your R&B sound?
Anybody that's a fan of my R&B sound, they became a fan of my R&B sound because of the music that I put out that was in that quote-unquote genre. Those records still exist. They will exist forever. That's the reason why I put them down on record. Once they're on record, they're immortalized. So people that like that music, they can always go back and play that music. It was a reflection of who I was at that time. And the music that I'm making now is a reflection of who I am now. But for right now, I'm doing quite well with the music that I'm making. I'm about to embark on a 30-city tour in Europe, and then we're going to come back and we're going to tour the United States. And I'm doing it all, you know, just direct to the supporter base. And so, once again, I have no apologies for the music that I'm creating now.
And to piggyback off of that, you recently released a 25-minute film entitled Black Mozart, which is actually the name of your upcoming project. Do you want to speak a little more about that, and also the tour that you just mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, for folks that are just hearing about it right now through this interview, you should just check it out.
After offering $1 million for a stolen laptop, a famous musician and producer...
I walked out of a courthouse, found my face on the front page of a New York newspaper the next day, and I realized that, you know, in many cases when you're down, people really somehow extract some sort of value or pleasure from seeing another man down. I wanted to just exemplify resilience. I wanted to exemplify the spirit of a champion. And that means that when you walk out of a situation in which you face defeat, it's not about how you go back to your cave and lick your wounds. It's about how you get back out on the hunt. And for me, I'm back on the hunt. the young people that you see in that documentary, the young people who may have never seen the outside of their neighborhood in the Bronx or Brooklyn before, and got on that plane with me and went to Vienna, Austria, and we posted up in that incredible hotel and posted up in that studio, and we made the most incredible music we could make. That's the type of experience, and that's the type of example that I'm interested in setting. I look at the young people that are out there that are so discouraged, man, who are using these social media tools and trying to make an impact. I look at young entrepreneurs, whether you're a clothing designer, a fashion upstart, somebody that just has a great voice and something to say, and you're building platforms and building audiences on distribution channels that are really just exploiting your talent and exploiting your contributions to become billion-dollar organizations. And I'm interested in empowering people to be able to rise up against adversity and continue to just do what they love to do. And that's really what Black Mozart is about. If you've ever been to my live show, you see I give 110% on stage. So I get the finest clothes I can find on me. I'm way beyond the confines of any box or categorization that anyone wants to put me in. I'm just out here giving it my best, and that's what this album is about, and that's what this tour is going to be about in Europe in the fall, and that's what this tour is going to be about domestically in the spring, and I'm looking forward to every minute of it.
I'm glad. And within that, you answered two of my other questions, which were, why do you make yourself so available via social media, and why you feel it is important to surround yourself with young people, young, fresh talent. But you answered that, which I think is amazing. And I've always noticed that via your Twitter and MySpace, like back in the day, you were always available, and I commend you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to go into the U.S. part of the tour, when will that be?
That's happening in the spring of 2014, and in typical Ryan Leslie fashion, I've partnered with a company called We Demand, and this entire spring tour is going to be routed based on the demand of my audience. And so if you're interested in having me come to your city, if you wanted to come to a Ryan Leslie concert before and the tour just hasn't stopped in a city in which you reside, then it's very simple. You and your friends can just demand a concert, and as long as it makes sense, as long as we can cover the cost of actually getting to that city, paying for our accommodations while we're there, paying for our backline, allowing me to actually pay the salaries of the musicians in my band, we will come to your city and we will turn it up.